and welcome back to Code It. And as you can see, this time the topic is Salesforce CRM. So this is going to be introductory video for those who are going to learn or who wants to learn the Salesforce as a beginner. Okay. And just to tell you guys, Salesforce is very hot topic in an IT industry, and there are lots of job and lots of opportunity for the Salesforce. So if you are looking forward to work on the Salesforce or learn Salesforce, go for it. Okay, so let's jump onto the video index and see what we have next. So guys, this is the video index, and my main reason to put on the video index into my video is so that you can know what we are going to learn into the video. If it is relevant, you can stay. If not, you can jump on to the next video. So today we are going to learn what is a CRM, what is Salesforce as a CRM, what are the services offered by the Salesforce, and then what is the architecture for the Salesforce. Okay, and then the organizations that Salesforce provide and best way to learn the Salesforce apart from our video. Okay, so let's jump onto the next slide and see what we have. So we are here to tell you that what is a CRM. So basically, as we all know, customer relationship management, it's the full form, but that doesn't define the CRM completely. So in my perspective, CRM is nothing but a tool that can help an organization to retain its customer and to maintain the proper communication between the customer and anything like managing the customer and handling the services and managing the communication between the customers and the organization. That can be done through CRM. So what are the main things that we found or that we have in a Salesforce CRM? If you're talking about a Sales Cloud, later on you're going to learn that there are lots of clouds into the Salesforce also. So these are contact, opportunity management, deal tracking, product planning, manufacturing planning, and shipping. So if you have no idea what these are, don't worry, you're going to learn all the things later part of the video. So now we have what is Salesforce. Okay, so Salesforce is a CRM platform that provide cloud-based application for the sales, services, and marketing, etc. So if you look at the right of the video, there are different types of cloud or different type of services that Salesforce provide. So Salesforce provide lots of cloud, like one is sales, which is very major, then marketing cloud for the marketing users, service cloud, commerce cloud, internet of thing cloud, analytic cloud, community cloud, app cloud, and there are lots of things. Okay, but there is a difference between Salesforce and other traditional CRMs. And if we talk about that difference is that Salesforce is totally cloud based. You log into your social networking website the same way you log into the Salesforce, and you are good to go. You're good to manage your business into the Salesforce or manage your customer into the Salesforce. There's nothing more required. You just log in, pay for the services, and that's it. So now we are talking about what are the services offered by the Salesforce. So there are three main services that Salesforce offer. That is software as a service, platform as a service, and infrastructure as a service. When we talk about these services into the Salesforce, it's important you should understand what all things an application comprises of. Okay, so an application, or I say CRM, other than the Salesforce, which are not cloud based, need very lots of things. First of all, they need an application that needs to be downloaded to a system, then a platform where you can or a developer can manipulate or change the application as per the user requirement. Then infrastructure basically nothing is network requirement, services requirement, and I say security and all, or I say database, buying a database. These all things are required if you are trying to set up a traditional application. But when it comes to Salesforce, you have to do nothing. You just have to log into your Salesforce or a Salesforce where you can buy the subscription. Okay, and then you have to choose like how much bigger your organization is. So according to the size of your organization, according to the size of the customers that you have, you can choose your subscription or plan, and later on you can enhance it also, or you can expand it also on the basis of requirement. And all these three services comes under that subscription. So it will give you an application where your client or third party users can work, then a platform where your developer can work and manage the application basically, and then infrastructure where you can save your data, how you'll manage the network, storage, and other type of services all in one package. Okay, so that's how Salesforce works. That is why it is becoming the number one CRM into the market right now, just because the ease of it. Users are very much attractive to it. So if you get this thing, let's move on to the next slide. So it is the Salesforce architecture. So when we talk about Salesforce architecture, there are mainly two architecture into the Salesforce. One is multi-tenant architecture and other one is metadata architecture. So when we talk about multi-tenant architecture, it is like a single service, or I say single database can be shared by multiple users. So in multi-tenant architecture gives you lots and lots of benefits. First of all, you don't have to set up different schemas for different users, so it will become very economical, and there can be single instance for a software server with multiple tenants. So when I talk about single instance, that can help whenever you want to update the application. So Salesforce will put up single release, and Salesforce can itself update the all the org, like for all the users Salesforce can update the org with just single implementation. So it's very easy to get these updates. Okay, so that is why multi-tenant architecture is very good. But there is always a question with the multi-tenant architecture, that how you are going to separate the users, how you are going to get the security of different users differently. So here comes the another architecture of Salesforce, that is called as metadata architecture. So what Salesforce exactly does is, there is a single database that can be shared by every user, but there are different metadata for different users, and all the on the basis of that different metadata, Salesforce recognize that which data can be shown to which customer or which user. So the person who is logging in has his own metadata to which he'll be referring when he is logging into his org. So let's move on to the next slide and see what is metadata architecture. So here it is. Let me read. I have already explained it. So consider three clients A, B, and C sharing a single database. These clients will have access to their own metadata from the shared data. So each client will have separate metadata. This ensures that you don't get into someone else's metadata. So here is the answer, that your separate metadata, always make sure that you won't get into the another org or access someone else's data. So this also increases the security of the shared database. Developer just need to create the application and deliver the application to the respective clients and metadata. So you can also develop the applications and deliver it to a respective client. So if you talk about architecture, you can see here metadata architecture, then polymorphic application, which is basically a web browser, runtime engine, then tenant specific metadata, then common metadata base, then data, then we have our shared database. So that's how it flows, top to bottom. Then when we talk about organizations in Salesforce, so like every other org, or I say applications where you're working, you should have multiple UAT, SIT and production organization. In the same way, Salesforce also give you multiple organizations. So one is production org, where the business live data is there and real-time work is going on. So obviously you cannot deploy anything into the production org. Then we have sandbox org. So sandbox org can be of multiple type. It can be a copy of it is always a copy of production org that can be created by a developer, but there are different types of copies. One can be a developer sandbox, where developer will develop his code and then deploy into the later on orgs, or I say above in the org hierarchy, like SIT, UAT itself. Then developer pro, then partial copy, and then full sandbox. Partial copy is nothing but every configuration is copied but no data. Okay, full sandbox is data of the sandbox is also copied. So when we talk about full sandbox, 90% of the time we can say that UAT or I say UAT is the environment which is used as full sandbox org, so that you can deploy your code, or developer can deploy his or her code into the UAT with the data, with the production org, and test it thoroughly. So next in the slide is where we can learn the Salesforce. So when we talk about learn the Salesforce, internet has lots and lots of videos. Okay, apart from that, if you are a beginner and if you're trying to start, okay, so Salesforce provide its development, or Salesforce as a developer org, where you can log in for free. You can sign up for free and start doing the trailheads. Okay, Salesforce give you badges and super badges for that, and scores also some points, and that will help you a lot with your career. Okay, so that is the best way where you can start learning the Salesforce, just because everything written into those trailheads or trails is from the base. So you'll start with the very basic of the Salesforce. So there are the two links that I have given here. One is for admin trail, the another one is developer beginner trail. So these two trails both are for beginners, and you can start with these links. And if you want, I can copy these links into the description also, so that you can refer these links, create your own developer free org, and then start learning the Salesforce. So that's it for today. I'll be back with another video. Thanks a lot, everyone.